Yeah, you know what? It was repeatedly for the first 18 months. It slowed down dramatically after that for the next year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was. I was just telling Abby and Scal when I was doing a television interview, in a lot of ways, I feel like I took a new job. Because, as a coach, you're always thinking about kind of, okay, what did we need to get better from last year? How do we need to improve? And, I'm thinking about some of the, looking at our stats and talking about our team about how we want to improve. Well, 10 of the guys are going to be looking at me like I wasn't here last year. And I think that there's a reality to, we have to be able to focus on the details. We have to be able to focus on what we do best. We know what everybody does best individually, how that complements each other, and how we can bring that out sooner rather than later is the task at hand. So, I said this to Gary Washburn the other day. Like, my boss at Butler, Todd Licklider, used to quote Lincoln when he said, "I apologize for the length of this letter. I didn't have time to write a short one." We've tried to spend the last month as a staff honed in on how to make it as simple as possible. Like, how can we make this transition as seamless for everybody as possible? And, we're looking forward to really getting to work as a full team tomorrow.
How do you balance the build and grow approach, the 10 new faces looking at you, with the expectation that maybe you have, the team has, and everybody else in the community has?
Well, our expectations haven't changed, so there's no balance. I mean, you're doing what you do, and you work every day to try to be the best that you can be. We know what the goal is in Boston. That's stated pretty clearly with the banners that hang above us. Ultimately, that has nothing to do with how good we become tomorrow and the next day. So we just focus on the process, and the expectations are the expectations. Is what it is. The daily grind and the growth that you can get from daily work doesn't change if you're the 30th, team in the league or the first team in the league.
A lot of guys have said that you might take time to gel on the court. Do you have to kind of combat against that and force a sense of urgency upon them, or is it just taking naturally?
No, I think we have to. Everything is urgent. Everything matters. Every detail matters. I think, in a lot of ways, there's as big of a challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, the first time we sit in a film room, we're gonna see a lot, and we're going to be able to talk through a lot. And those are really fun parts about coaching. There's no athlete, right? There's no coach that doesn't want it right now. And so we're going to try to expedite that as well as we can. I think Marcus is a critical part of our team. I think that when you talk about, I think that ultimately we want our identity to be a team that gets better every day. And I think that his mindset, his competitive spirit, his toughness, his will, all of those things make teams better. And I think it's a perfect complement to anybody and everybody to play with, and I think there's a reason why, you hear his teammates speak so glowingly about him. We need Marcus. Marcus is an important part of this team.
And what about the fact he's lost the weight, though? How different might it be?
Well, I think, again, I think that all these guys have worked really hard in the off season, and Marcus is certainly has done his part. He looks great. I expect that he'll have a great year, and it's all about how we can take all this individual work to add value to winning as a collective group.
Brad, Jaylen Brown made a lot of progress on the defensive end last year. What were really the keys for him to make the type of progress that he did?
Well, I thought he had made particular progress in that stint where Avery was out. The challenges that he had to face on a given night. Some went well, some didn't go as well. But every day was a learning process, and I think that was really good. I thought he showed good growth in the summer league, and that was really all we cared about. Ultimately, what Jaylen does on the offensive end of the floor for us, I think that he's going to continue to grow. I think he's going to continue to get better. He showed great ability with his improved shot, with his ability to get to the rim, get fouled, et cetera, et cetera. but we need Jaylen to be a lockdown defender. You know, if we're going to be the best that we can be, that's going to be important.
Coach, I know you've talked about the turnover of this roster, but when you look at the roster, it seems like you have a lot of younger guys, guys who, you know, maybe first, second, third year in the league. How critical will the development of some of those young players be for your success this season?
Yeah, I mean, we have 5 guys that have never played in the NBA. You know, we have 14 on our roster, so this will be brand new for all of them. And you know that, again, that's a fun part about coaching. You know, somehow as we've continued to move forward, we've gotten younger and younger and younger. You know, and I can't think of a team that, you know, I think Al and Aaron Baines are our only 2 30-year-olds on our team. So we've got we've got good leaders in those guys that can help those younger guys learn all that it takes.
Kyrie had said he's excited about the opportunity to kind of be a point guard again. What, I guess maybe can you kind of unlock in him, or what are you excited about what he might bring in there?
Kyrie's
Playmaker.
and I think you guys know kind of how we do things. We're going to try to create and put together a system that accentuates everybody's strengths. Kyrie's great with the ball, but he's great off of it too. And, you know, in a lot of our actions that we used with Isaiah, you know, we were able to do a little bit of both. And I think the good news about our team this year is, you know, we've got multiple guys that can handle the ball. So he'll play with the ball a ton. There's no question about it. But he'll also play off of it some. And we'll try to, you know, his points per possession on off-the-ball screens was pretty remarkable. His points per possession, considering he gets blitzed on all his pick and rolls, are pretty remarkable. So he's a pretty talented guy, as we all know.
Brad, there's a lot of back and forth with Steph Curry and the president. Yesterday, a lot of protests throughout the NFL, and LeBron's comments, of course. How do you anticipate this affecting potentially your team or protests starting the NBA season?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think ultimately, you know, we as the Celtics organization support our guys and their right to take a stand, to protest peacefully, and to promote positive change. You know, I've said this from day one. I knew all the great things about the NBA when I got into it, but I think I've been even more pleasantly surprised by not only the leadership within the league, but just how all the players, you know, they're great leaders for young people in the game of basketball. And so, you know, when I watch LeBron and when I watch Steph and, you know, listen to Kerr and it, you know, you're proud to be a part of that. And so, you know, ultimately, each of our players will choose that. And, you know, we talk about that. We talk about trying to use, again, our platform to create positive discussion, to talk about things like uniting. We talk all the time about, you know, leaders unite and inspire people, you know, misleaders divide. And so ultimately, if we can be a team that uses that in a positive way, if we can be individuals that use that in a positive way to create a good message that unifies, you know, you're doing your small part with the platform you're given.
Brad, you get the sense NFL players seem like it was an emotional issue for them over the weekend. Do you get the sense, just being around your team early, that this is an emotional issue for them as well?
Well, I can see why they felt like it was an emotional issue. And certainly I have not met or talked with our team in great length about this, but we will. And, you know, again, hey, we want to be active in using our platform again to help. And, you know, we were talking about we got a chance to do a lot of cool things in the community last year, and we've got a bunch more planned that hopefully our guys can not only be out in front of people with, you know, these interviews and things like that, but also in front of kids talking about the importance of diversity and inclusion and conflict resolution and all those things that you know, we're all talking about on a daily basis now.
Any final questions for Brad?
Coach, is there any sense of whether Marcus will be with you guys beginning tomorrow, or is that still up in the air?
Marcus Morris? Yeah, Marcus Morris, we do not know. He is The trial is still ongoing. He will be obviously there until that concludes.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks,
Yep,
everybody.
thank you.